Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is not a good day. I can't even say it's not a good day. The video itself is not a good video because I bring you bad news, terrible news. As it is now, some of us might be heading back to Nigeria in a few weeks, in a few weeks time or in a month's time. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Aladi Akoh and I make educational videos. In today's video, I am bringing you guys a bad news, and before we go ahead, please make sure to subscribe if you already like what you see. It's kind of like I don't understand, like there is something happening in the world right now. I don't want this video to be flagged. You guys know what is going on, and then this news on top of it. I'm sure some of you might have heard this, but if you have not heard it, let me break the news to you. There is a new rule regarding the non-immigrant visa, the F-1 visa specifically. That is what I want to talk about. The summary of whatever I'm going to say in this video is that there are 3 categories of students now, and it's going to affect them in 3 different ways. The first group of students, these are the students that their school is planning to go entirely online, and if your school is planning to go entirely online, then you stand the risk of being deported or transferring to another school. The second group of students, their university is probably planning to still resume normally, the in-person class, face-to-face and all that. Then they have nothing to worry about. They are fine, they are good. The existing rules still remain. And the last category of students that I'm going to be talking about, these ones, they fall under the hybrid method, meaning their school is adopting a little bit of the online and a little bit of the in-person class, so a mixture of the both. And this group of people, they also have how this new rule affects them. So if you're interested to go into more details, keep watching and don't forget to subscribe. Also, at the end of this video, I am going to be giving my own opinion and what I think, or probably a rant. I don't know, so if you want to see my rant, watch till the end. So now I am going to be looking at the official website of the Homeland Security. This is the title of the news, SEVP, and if you don't know what the meaning of SEVP is, it means Student and Exchange Visitor Program. So it says Student Exchange and Visitor Program modifies temporary exemptions for non-immigrant students taking online courses during fall 2020 semester. The news says the Student and Exchange Visitor Program announced modifications Monday to temporary exemptions for non-immigrant students taking online classes due to the pandemic for the fall 2020 semester. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security plans to publish the procedures and responsibilities in the Federal Register as a temporary final rule. Temporary exemptions for the fall 2020 semester include, so if I talk about it, I'll probably explain or say what I think about it. Number 1 is non-immigrant F-1 and M-1 students attending schools operating entirely online may not take a full online course load and remain in the United States. This is just to tell you that if your school is planning to make everything online for the fall semester, then you are not allowed to stay in the United States because you are an international student. Okay, so that is what this number 1 rule is saying. The next line here is the U.S. Department of State will not issue visas to students enrolled in schools and or programs that are fully online for this fall semester, nor will U.S. Customs and Border Protection permit these students to enter the United States. Probably you traveled out of the country right now and you're back in your home country for holiday, the summer holiday or anything. You will not be allowed to enter the United States because your courses are fully online, so you should take them in your country. That is what this is saying. And then what happens to those of us who are already in the country? Now let's tackle that. Active students currently in the United States enrolled in such programs must depart the country or take other measures. So if you're already here and your courses for the fall semester is going to be entirely online, then you must depart or take other measures. Let's read the other measures. Such as transferring to a school with in-person instruction to remain in lawful status. If not, they may face immigration consequences. If your school is not going to be offering in-person classes, then you probably have to start searching for a school that you can transfer to. That is what this is saying, a school that has in-person class. If not, they may face immigration consequences, including but not limited to the initiation of removal proceedings. So I'm gonna pause now because I want to say something. I don't know, I don't understand. This is where I am kind of feeling sad about my country. If, for those of us who are from Nigeria, if Nigeria were to be taking the educational system seriously or something, I don't know, if they had better infrastructures and stuff like that, like they're doing well, I don't think anybody will want to leave. If they had something probably similar to what we are getting here, well, trust me, I don't think I personally would want to travel out to get a better education if my country has stuff like that. So at this point, I am blaming Nigeria because they just make you to start looking for other countries to, travel to get education and probably a better life or something. Why can't we? Well, let me just leave this story. If you're interested in this story that I'm about, this whole thing, I want to say my opinion. Watch till the end. Let me just focus on what we are doing now. So the number 2 is non-immigrant F-1 students attending schools operating under normal in-person classes are bound by existing federal regulations. Eligible F students may take a maximum of 1 class or 3 credit hours online. This means that if your school is not planning to move into online, they are going to, have the normal in-person classes, then you're fine, you're good, nothing do you. 3, non-immigrant F1 students attending schools adopting a hybrid model, that is a mixture of online and in-person classes, will be allowed to take more than 1 class or 3 credit hours online. So if your school is doing the hybrid, meaning they have the option of in-person and the online classes, they are doing both together, then you are allowed to take more than 3 hours online. Because usually if it is just only they're operating probably just in person, you can have more than 3 hours online, and that is like 3 credits, and then usually 3 credit can be 1 class. And for this third category, you can actually take more than 3 hours so long as it is the hybrid method. It also went ahead to say these schools must certify to SEVP through the Form I-20 Certificate of Eligibility for Non-Immigrant Student Status, certifying that the program is not entirely online. So you need some kind of proof that the student is not taking an entirely online course load this semester, and that the student is taking the minimum number of online classes required to make normal progress in their degree program. The above exemptions do not apply to F1 students in English language training programs or M1 students pursuing vocational degrees who are not permitted to enroll in any online class. So if you are taking English or vocational or anything that I just mentioned, you are not even allowed to take any classes online. And schools should update their information in the student and exchange visitor within 10 days. So there's a lot more there, and if you want to know more about this, I'm going to be putting the link in the description box below, and I'm going to put the message there as well. So do well to read that and get more information for yourself. During the spring semester and this summer semester now, they modify the rules to allow students to be able to take online classes. When I say students now, I mean international students. So they allowed us to take our classes online, but it seems like things are about to change and they don't allow it anymore, or they are not going to allow that anymore. So how do I feel about this whole thing? To be honest, I am not bothered. I am not bothered. I just don't feel bothered because I know something is definitely going to work out. At this point, I feel like sometimes students, international students, are going to be living in constant fear, or they're actually living in constant fear, because you might wake up this morning and then there's a different news. Tomorrow you wake up, you don't know what you're just going to wake up to, and it's kind of scary, especially in trying times like this, where the world is unstable and a lot of things are happening, and then you're trying to, you know, wrap your head around this, and then this other news is popping from nowhere. First it was about the OPT. Till date I haven't really read about it and, you know, done any research on it, because I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to bother myself. I have more things to focus on than bothering on some OPT rules and regulations that might affect me in future. I just don't want to think about it, because there's so much on the table, there's so much going on. I mean, there is too much already than start bothering myself with all these things. I kind of feel sad about my country, because if we had a good education system, or if we have a good education system, we will not be here. Not all of us will be here. Mostly what we'll do, we'll probably you know, do this study abroad program, just come one semester, or just come here just to visit and go back. Nobody will really be thinking about, you know, not everybody, let me just say, not everybody will be thinking about getting an education abroad if our system is working. So Nigeria, we really need to step up. We need to step up. I don't know how we're going to do it, but our government really needs to do something about this, because my siblings that are in Nigeria, they're not going to school right now. Everybody has been at home, and a whole semester wasted, gone, and nothing. So I'm still grateful that, though they are saying we should go back to our country, but there will still be online classes, but it's not realistic. You know why? I don't want to say so many things in this video, but you know it's not really realistic going back to Nigeria and trying to take an online class. Think about it and let me know in the comment section what you think. How are you feeling about this? Are you okay? What do you think that can be done? And I'll catch you in my next video. Peace.